I'm Lizzy Evelyn and
Nick Pimentel, and we are at the restaurant Ellé in Mount Pleasant, Washington, D.C. Ellé is in an old historic building that previously held Heller's Bakery since the 20s, I believe.
I believe the 20s, yeah.
And Lizzy and I used to live in the alley right next to Heller's, and we could see the historic neon sign from our window. So it's, we've been going to Heller's since we've lived in DC, and it's kind of surreal that is now our home.
Yeah, our second home. When we lived right there, we had no idea that we would be sitting here right now in this space, so it's pretty wacky. So we got the lease August,
4 years ago.
Yeah, it's probably easier.
And we've been open for about 3 years.
Yeah.
Lizzy was opening pastry chef at St. X and Bar Pilar.
Yeah, way back in the day. And so I kind of stumbled into the career of baking. We met at American University doing graphic design and had no idea that I would end up doing pastry, but like design just didn't. Computers, not my thing. So I decided I'd always loved cooking and ended up doing pastry and started my wholesale company, Paisley Fig, making desserts for restaurants and stuff, and then worked as a pastry chef at St. X and Bar Pilar.
Yeah, so I was doing graphic design and working in music, and through that, a lot of the design work I was doing was for the hospitality industry, nightclubs, bars, bands. So through that, I met a lot of industry professionals, I guess, and musicians, and we turned Room 11 into this neighborhood wine bar, which slowly turned into more of a cocktail bar as things progressed. Sadly, we had to close the doors a couple of months ago due to the pandemic. But through Room 11, we were also able to open Bad Saint, a Filipino restaurant, a couple doors down, with my partner there, Genevieve Villamora. And after that, we fell into this place when we were looking. I think we were basically trying to expand Lizzy's bakery into finding a bigger space. And then we found a really big space.
Yeah.
A little too big for us. So we turned it into a bar and restaurant as well.
Amazing.
That there's definitely a parallel between the restaurant, music, and art scene in DC. I think one similar thing throughout is everyone is very supportive of each other. It's not very competitive, it's not cutthroat, everyone wants to help each other. DC's such a small town. And I think, those three fields, music, art, food, is all very creative thing to do, and I think it just made sense for musicians or artists or cooks to just weave into each other, and I think we've met a lot of people through the music scene who are now, or artists who are now in the food scene, like Suzuka from Izakaya Seki, or there's so many I can think of. But, yeah. We've known Victoria before Transformer, I believe, probably through the music scene.
Yeah.
Victoria's husband, is a huge influence to me. And Jamie McClellan, also an old friend who was the Victoria's partner in the beginning. I think we were friends before they started Transformer, and when they started that, I think I was one of the first board members of Transformer. I think I was the longest running board member. I think ever since then we've always been huge supporters, donating cocktails or food for the auction.
And
I think the space we had to, since it was such an old building, we had to bring it up to code when the leases turned over. So we tried to keep as much of the bones as possible, but there were some things that needed to be upgraded. But the inspiration behind it was trying to make it fit what it was originally intended to be, like a old neighborhood bakery. We tried to emulate. So these are the original floors, and then when we had to redo the floors, we mimicked everything as possible.
Yeah, we wanted it to have an old, wanted it to seem like it had been here for a long time, and also not spend $1 million like on creating that feel. And then everything's like down to the wire opening, especially this place. We were like, had been paying rent for a year and hadn't been open, so we were like itching to like get the doors open, and it was literally like, what do we have at our house that we can like bring in to slap on the wall that made sense and like looked good. So most of the art here is just stuff that we had collected and had at our house that we thought would, this piece would fit well in the dining room with the wallpaper. But that's basically more or less how we picked. I've grown up antiquing. Like my parents always dragged me to like little shops in the middle of nowhere, and that is embedded in me, and I love nothing more than to go to antique stores and thrift stores and all that. So, and then just finding cool little places in the middle of nowhere. So a lot of the stuff that we have is just, it's like you see it, it speaks to you, and you get it. And it's, not like high-end, fancy, known person. It's just found art. It's something in the corner that just catches your eye and you decide you need to have it.
So we partnered with Lost Origins. They're a gallery right down the street, run by Jason Hammaker, who is also one of our ANC members in the neighborhood. Also a Transformer artist, I believe. I think he's had photographs in the auction. He wanted to bring the gallery outside due to COVID, and luckily our landlord was very supportive in offering our alleyway. So Jason, first show was with photographer Chris Chen, legendary street photographer in DC, who loves pie. Always came to room 11 and here and always ordered pie. So it was fitting to have him in the alley. Jason printed these photographs on, I believe, aluminum or metal, some weatherproof material. And hopefully it's the first of many shows.
I found, as I was mentioning, when I worked at St. X on my lunch break, I would like run across the street and just look at the thrift store there. And I found this painting, and I remember calling Nick and just saying like, I found this giant cat painting and I think it's kind of cool and I want to get it, but like, I don't know. So I talked it through with Nick, and he was like, just get it. So I think it was like, I don't know, $60. And I was like, I don't know, it's kind of expensive. But I managed to fit it in. I had a tiny Toyota Corolla, and I either fit it in, I think I might have tied it to the roof. I don't really remember, but got it home. And it's moved, it was in our boys' room, in our dining room, and then when we opened Ellé, I was like, I think it might look good in the dining room, like on the brick. So it's been with us here for the past 3 years, and
I think we kind of hung it up as a joke.
yeah, we didn't know. Yeah.
And it kind of has turned into our mascot. So we, you know,
Well, it started the cat thing.
yeah, it started the cat thing. So we have the cat. I drew some friends and extra body. Then in the back we have their little cat bums. And then, you know, here's one of our servers, staff members, TJ. He's an artist as well. He turned the cat into rolling papers.
Just, I don't know, I was like, I've never seen anything like it, so I just, you know, we asked him about it, and he mentioned it was...
Victor Colby, who is an artist based out of Ithaca, New York. He was a professor at Cornell, and apparently he also went to the Corcoran for a few years. He passed away at the age of 104 a couple years ago. But yeah, we are very into his stuff. I think the food at Ellé is pretty simple. Our chef Brad DuBois likes to have a simple menu, but what's hidden is a lot of
not simple
ingredients.
Yeah, and processes. Yeah.
So he's very into fermentation. That's his big thing. So everything is a lot of ferments and pickles and
Layers of flavor.
Yeah.
I think it's like comes across as a simple thing, but then there's a lot of processes and ingredients that make that dish special and memorable. But yeah, he's pretty much, we let him kind of, in general, our style here is not to like mandate or, you know, it's like our way, and it's like we're all a team and a family, and I think that's what helps, you know, the creativity come alive, and everyone brings their unique piece to the table, and you know, we all kind of share a vision without necessarily having to like state it for, you know, every day, but so we kind of let him run wild, and then we have the coffee program and the pastries and the cakes, and so it all sort of meshes together.
Are you still?
I think the main goal right now is to make sure that this survives this pandemic. Looks like we're there, but
Knock on wood.
yeah, the goal is to, you know, be able to provide our staff with work and a creative place, and you know, as far as future projects, I think, you know, we're always thinking about it, but right now it's concentrating on